Well, hello, my beautiful Librans. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your twin flame reading for mid-February right through to mid-March 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is your twin flame reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. The first pile will be your pile, the second pile will be your person's pile, and the third pile will be the unified energy of how things are going to come together. Also, please look up online what it means to be in a twin flame connection, because if anyone is mentally, physically, or emotionally abusive, that is not a twin flame connection. That's more likely to be a false flame connection, and it really will waste your time and drain you of your beautiful love, okay? Now, twin flames, of course, it's more of a spiritual awakening than an actual physically romantic relationship. Now, of course, it can be very physical and romantic, and it starts off that way initially, but it's more of a catalytic relationship. And what I mean by that is it's a relationship that has a process that prepares us to release lower vibrational energy that keeps us stuck in addictive patterns, unhealthy attachments, or even fear. It can also be that it needs to abolish like trust issues or codependency or, some sort of obsessive behavior. So the relationship itself, it has a purpose, and it's a very intense inner vibrational transformation. It's a journey of discovery, one that must be done alone at some point. So there's always a separation period in a twin flame connection. And once you discover your true life's purpose and of course embrace unconditional love, only then can the reunion process take place and it be a sustainable relationship. Now the separation period, it can feel very isolating and lonely because both parties need to be separate in order to love oneself deeper, because often there is self-loathing or abandonment issues present in a twin flame connection. Now, these relationships are triggering responses to unhealed experiences. So it can be that something you experienced in the past, whether it was traumatic, difficult, challenging, heartbreaking, disappointing, or even grief, whatever it is, when you meet your twin, the twin is there to amplify these feelings of anything that you've been running away from, because twin flames, remember, it's a twin, so you're in identical energy, you match your vibrations, and it's mirrored behavior. It's a process of looking in a mirror and seeing all the things within yourself that needs to be healed, and vice versa. And interesting, when I touch this card, I'm seeing a lottery ticket there, so I'll come to that in a moment. Random, but they do have the clover, so yeah. I feel more than anything, I'm getting that your twin is realizing how rare you are and the love that you offer them is. Okay, so that's coming out. So I'm going to move away from that. I'll connect to it in a moment. I just want to really describe a little bit more the twin flame process. It's actually a sacred union that is formed as a result of shared difficulty and pain. So when you meet your twin, they reflect back to you all your greatest strengths, but also your weaknesses. And there tends to be a runner, a chaser, and a separation period. And the chaser tends to be willing to surrender to the depth and intimacy of the relationship. And of course, the runner tends to be running away from intimacy or running away from things that they see in that mirror within themselves that they've been actually running away from their whole life. It's nothing to do with their twin. It's more to do with themselves and their sense of fear, of self-worth as well there. So, I feel it's very complex, and people have to understand that I'm not here to, take anyone's side or give anyone an excuse or a way out. Bad behavior is not acceptable. And sometimes humans, we make choices that we must take accountability for. So I will acknowledge that when I come to it in this reading as well. But people who've had trauma, they actually have hypervigilance. They have a certain like knee-jerk reaction to responses of unhealed behavior. It's easier just to slip into a pattern or a cycle of repeat that they know. So twin flames who are the runner, and this is not to sort of like give them an excuse, sometimes they choose to take the easy route, which is to avoid the process of intimacy. You know, they often mistake physical attraction as intimacy, or that's how they coast in relationships until they meet their twin. And when they meet their twin teaches them to go deeper, to really face love, to really feel it. And that can often scare a person or overwhelm them. So they tend to push their twin away, reluctant to get involved in it. There's many different other factors, but when a person has had some level of trauma, whether that comes in the form of witnessing parents or guardians divorcing when they were younger, that is the first foundation of what it means to love, or whether it is feeling abandoned or isolated or alone, or being bullied, for example, especially when you get into a high-level commitment, all those fears of when you were bullied by, you know, a person when you were younger, or, you know, even some adults still bully, which is despicable, but of course it still happens. It can raise feelings of wondering whether they're enough. Especially when you're being intimate with your twin, there's no place to hide, and it's very exposing. So it can mean that some people start to overthink, overanalyze, and they withdraw out of fear. But trauma, you know, it can basically get in the way of our joy and happiness. And until they can really heal that part of themselves and rekindle that spark of confidence and self-love, only then can there be a truly sustainable relationship with each party there. Now, of course, twin flames, I always describe it like magnets, both identical in polarities. The energy is the same. You're part of the same energetic frequency at first. So you attract each other, but also repel each other. If you've ever had two magnets that are identical in polarities and you try to push them together, of course they attract and they want to be together, but there's always that space in between, the resistance point, okay? And that's what both of you need to discover, the resistance point. What is stopping you and this person from going deeper? What needs to be, you know, processed in order to move forward? What needs to be let go? How does this relationship need to change? Is it deep set fears about intimacy? Is it that this person's been cheated on in the past, or have you been let down in the past in love and it's hard to really open up? So these are all questions that we must ask in the separation period to know thyself on a deeper level. And I always say, do not wait for your twin, because they have a journey all by themselves, and sometimes they avoid, and they can avoid for weeks, months, years, decades. Get busy living, because what is right for you will never ever pass you by. And if your soul contract states that you will be together as a twin, then of course the universe will make sure that it orchestrates a meeting between you and your person when the moment is right, okay? But you must accept the journey to discover your sense of purpose, because twin flames are separated so that you can focus on life's meaning, but also on your sense of purpose. You have a mission in this lifetime, something you're called to do, and that's something you must focus on, because a twin flame can cause a distraction on that as well. So remember, twin flame energy, it can be a trigger to amplify certain things that lay dormant within ourselves that need healing, so we can access the next spiritual awakening and come together in union. And I want you to be aware of those magnets. So important, because if this magnet, shall we say, is the chaser and this is the runner, if this magnet keeps reaching out to their person, it will perpetuate a cycle. The energy remains the same. You're still in the same vibration. You've not really turned any of that energy into yourself, and the magnet will remain the same distance apart, and your person will keep running. So as soon as this magnet, this person, this chaser, you know, puts all that unconditional love into themselves, that obsession into their sense of purpose, and really like focuses on empowering themselves, that's when you change the vibration. You don't wait. Remember, if you wait for your twin, the magnets are just going to sit there forever, Okay, so it's all about processing, getting busy, involved in your sense of purpose, in the sense of, loving yourself deeper, pampering yourself, really empowering yourself. And that's when you change the vibration. And that's when this magnet becomes closer. So the withdrawal period from the chaser, not a game, it's an energetic exchange. When the magnet of your runner twin comes towards you, they get an option to step up or step out. And, it will often end in the roles kind of reversing briefly, but then coming together in union for a sustainable, healthier relationship, because both parties need to walk in each other's shoes, okay? Let's get to your cards. That's a very sort of like bite-sized idea, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper on it than usual, because sometimes, twin flame, it can be a little bit confusing about the dynamics. You've got the birds there. This is your protagonist energy, so you're feeling really restless with this, okay? I mean, we've got the King of Cups. You love this person. You offer this person the highest love that love has to offer. You have a beautiful heart, my beautiful Librans, and you were emotionally available to take this journey. You knew it was going to be turbulent. You could feel it was like a moth to a flame with this person. They're intense. They are all-consuming, but the Seven of Wands indicates you're guarded now. You're not so sure whether you want to connect to this. I feel like you're not giving up on it, because the Seven of Wands is to be independent. It's to go the distance. It's all about perseverance, but at the same time, you're really guarded. There is an energy, because it keeps coming up. I didn't touch the card, but there's a lottery ticket I can see in the water. Now, this can indicate that, the twin flame dynamic is as rare as winning the lottery. Now, some people, they don't end up with their twin, okay? You can remain friends with your twin or completely cut the cord on them, but also you can come together in a union. It depends on what you choose in this lifetime. No one can make that choice for you. However, I feel like it's important you recognize you have options, okay? I mean, looking at your energy, I feel we have the Eight of Cups and we have the Fool card. You need to walk away, or this, separation period needs to be present in order for both parties to discover more about themselves and learn to live independently, not needing another person, but recognizing that they are a welcome addition to your life. The Fool card presents a lot of potential to restart, to rekindle, but also it can indicate that, this relationship got pretty heavy and things need to lift a little, like lighten up a little bit. So I feel there is a potential here for you and this person to really kind of like rekindle the romance in this connection. And looking at your person, got the Hierophant there. I feel this is how they feel about you. You've taught them a lot, actually, and they have envisaged in the future being married to you. Hierophant is the marriage card. So I will pull a card on that. Six of Pentacles can indicate that they will surprise you, but it can also indicate that this person is really like ruminating on the factor that they kind of like gave you little to none attention at the end, or they breadcrumbed you at the end. This person, I feel like they want to make it right. They want to make it fair. Okay, so this person is actually going to come towards you. I will pull some cards on this person's energy, but because you got the birds there, it can indicate that you're frustrated and that you feel, you don't want to wait forever. Birds don't tend to sit in the same place. So it can be that you are ready to flee this relationship and find love. Open yourself up to a new prospect when it comes to love. I feel that's something that perhaps you've been thinking about at this time. It's not something you really wanted to do because you have so much emotion for this person. You have a depth of feeling, but at the same time, the Seven of Wands, it indicates you got options. Seven of Wands, there's always, especially in the Rider-Waite Tarot, there's a figure who's at the top of like a mound, and they have a wand, and they have a lot of other people vying for their attention. All these wands coming at this figure, and they're guarding them. They're guarding themselves against these figures. So I feel like you may have been brushing people off who are interested in you, or you may have been like just disconnecting and kind of like not even giving anyone a side eye or anything like that. You're like, no, I am fully focused on the person that I'm in love with, which is my twin. But now you're kind of questioning it, because this is a questionable card. It can indicate that you're frustrated with the same old kind of cycle of repeat. Your person has the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune. So they are in a cycle right now, and they know that they need to change something, step up or step out, and they have a decision to make. So, it's number 12 there on this card, which means you've waited a long time. That's Hangman energy. Number 12 is Hangman in the major arcanas, so it can indicate that this relationship, it turned your life upside down and then left you suspended, bereft, okay? So it can indicate as well that You're just fed up of waiting because it's always the same old thing and you want to get busy living. Now, for some of you, this card can indicate you've been discussing this relationship with friends. You're feeling really like you should move on, but at the same time, there's something like tethering you to this person. Of course, it's a cord. So some of you may even be discussing cord cutting with friends, for example, or even looking into it. I mean, this card can also indicate discussion, communication, that you're anxious, you have a message, or you have something you want to say to this person. You want to declare that you love them before you kind of like leave or cut them off forever. Because you're just wondering, is there like one little chance still of anything? But you're not sure. So I feel some of you are being really strict with yourself. I mean, Seven of Wands can be that you are making sure that you don't reach out to this person. You're guarding yourself, you're protecting yourself, and you're making sure that you are stricter with your actions. Seven of Wands is opposition as well. So it can be that some of your friends don't even like this person or your family because of the way that you've been treated in this connection. So it can be a very complex dynamic. Now, of course, it's very important to look at actions rather than words. And it's always important to accept people as they are, but also place them where they belong. So I feel right now with the Seven of Wands, you're withdrawing. I feel like you are, focusing on your own soul mission. I feel like you're not conforming to a typical kind of twin flame response. And what I mean by that, my beautiful Librans, is that you are holding back. Twin flames, they tend to be very tempting and, you want to hold back, but suddenly there's a flurry of messages and you're like, I can't do it. I just need to reach out and message them. But every time you do that, you perpetuate the cycle as well. So I feel that you actually have a lot of people really interested in you. And actually, I feel there is an energy here as well of jealousy. Okay, I feel like you do get a lot of attention, and something that this twin flame has picked up on is that you are in demand. You may not see this yourself, but the Seven of Wands tells me that you're in demand, and there's some sort of jealousy here as well. But in love, there's no space for jealousy, which means this person's got some unhealed issues to resolve, of course, before you can both move forward. I mean, the King of Cups tells me that you're in love with this person, okay? You saw this person as someone that you were going to be with forever, There's a lot of sensitivity there, a lot of caring for this person, and I feel, you even loved through your own insecurities. And that is something that has required a lot of strength from you, and that's why I feel there's an energy of you being so broken by this connection. It's a very challenging relationship to take, and not everybody takes this journey of the twin flame dynamic. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there, so much love. But I do see, looking at the energy, that you haven't heard the last of your person, okay? Whether that's good or bad, we'll find out. But, I feel like you haven't heard the last from them, okay? I do see that they are busy trying to turn their life around. So that's positive. Of course, they're doing a lot of learning lessons here, but they're also learning it can't be one-sided. They're learning about reciprocity. This person, they get caught up in a little bit of a selfish energy, and there's no excuses for anything. I'm not here to give anyone an excuse or way out. This person needs to discover themselves about their selfish ways, or that something required all of their time and their attention, and they didn't factor in you or the twin flame dynamic. But this is something they needed to learn from themselves. And sometimes the only way we learn is by experiencing it ourselves. So I feel there's some sort of karma here for your person that you may hear about, and it may kind of mirror an experience that they have dealt with you, okay? I'm not seeing that there's sort of seeing anyone else. I want you to be aware of that. I will pull some cards on that for you, but I do feel that for some of you, if they've been in a high-level commitment in the past, they may have suddenly realized that actually something that got done to them, they did to you in error, okay? It's like they just perpetuated a cycle because they were in pain. And again, no excuses. We're all adults. We must take accountability for actions, but I will pull a card and see what's going on there. But despite turbulent emotions, because as you can see, all that water is very fraught there, it feels very much like, you still championed this relationship. There was still love there. And as much as, it's like you celebrated this person. As much as you knew that this person was perhaps very chaotic and complex to get involved with, because twin flames tend to be that, especially when they've dealt with some sort of like traumatic experience in the past, it's important to realize that we must not put someone else before ourselves. We must not put someone else on a pedestal, because if we do that, then inadvertently we're putting ourselves below that person, or we're continuously giving unconditionally to a person, which is wonderful, but if there's nothing coming back, reciprocity is the lesson to learn about being an overgiver. And this person sees that you give so much to them, and you have in the past. So it's almost like this person wants to return to make it right, is what I'm seeing there. But that Seven of Wands indicates you don't trust it. You know, you've been there, done that, probably burnt the t-shirt, but the Seven of Wands is like you're guarded, okay? There's been a lot of complex feelings, and you feel the need to be careful in this person's presence because you've been there before. I feel you've just been in this cycle and you're fed up of it. I'm also being given this energy of jealousy. So it could be that this person, there was arguments about this, or they tried to control certain aspects of the relationship. And again, that's an unhealed person who needs to seek help on that. So we'll dive in, because I feel like your person with the Hierophant there, they are getting some sort of advice or help on something, but I'll see what it is there. I feel there's a number of things, but there must be one thing in particular that they've gone there for. But I also get this energy of you had to defend yourself on something. Okay, so it could be that this person, because of their insecurities or trust issues, they could have always perceived that if someone talked to you, that perhaps they were hitting on you. And again, that is not a healthy behavior. And, you know, we must step away from that behavior and give a message to that other person that whilst you'll be there to help and understand and help them through a process, they must take accountability. They must notice these feelings and either seek help or change these feelings. Because remember, whatever we're not changing, we're choosing. So I feel this is like an ultimatum, shall we say. This may be a conversation that you had with this person at that moment in time. If you experience any sort of like jealousy or any conversations about you getting a lot of attention and them feeling inadequate, I feel like you tried to kind of like pacify their feelings, but it's like if there's no trust, of course, the relationship will be compromised until such time as trust is there, okay? Because if there's trust issues, you see with eyes that are tainted with trust issues. So you're always going to be looking for something. So I feel this person, the energy I've got coming through is either this person has been cheated on in the past, or they've witnessed parents or guardians cheating on each other, or very messy relationship dynamics that they witnessed as their first foundation of love. Because I feel like it's connected to the past, the history, the foundation. The Hierophant is the foundation. So it can be that, you know, very uncertain foundation. When you've got the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune energy for them, you know, it's like they may have lived in a turbulent environment where things were up one day, the next day they were down. So it's like they sought relationships that gave them that fix, because that's what they feel the first kind of like foundation is to love, is to be complex. It is to be passionate and argumentative, to like keep things at a pace where nobody knows where they're at, and that's not a healthy environment. So it could be that this person, you know, they got into or witnessed addictive patterns or unhealthy attachments that kept them in a perpetuated cycle of repeating them. It can be that, you know, a big part of reprogramming these behaviors are noticing what we have experienced or been taught by, you know, unhealed people, our parents or guardians. And there's no, you know, blame here, but it can be that this person in their maturity, they're starting to become aware that their patterns can be attributed to something from the past, and they must conquer that, because that's not their story. It's something they witnessed. It's not something they like had done to them. But I have to pull a card on this because there's a very changeable energy with this person. You know, the clover actually represents good luck. So, I mean, unless your person's going to tell you that they won the lottery, for example, because the lottery ticket was there earlier, I feel symbolically the lottery ticket was about chance. Okay, so it can be that some of you have been looking into twin flame connections and seeing that, you know, there is a chance to be with this person, but it is, you know, requiring a set of circumstances that are rare. So it can be that you're hoping this person steps up and changes their life, which means this person, you know, they're going to surprise you. This is how they feel about you. This is a surprise card. So it's like they feel deep down that when they met you, they kind of won the lottery. But again, it's like when you have something that valuable, it's like holding on to it, keeping it, starting to worry that you could lose it. So I feel for some of you, this person, there is love. There's number 6 there, which means, of course, the Lover's card. But number 2 is there as well, which is the High Priestess. Caution is already present before they kind of got into a high-level commitment with you. This person withdrew into self. A lot of over-analyzing with this person. This person, they build scenarios in their head based on their fears, okay? It's like they almost like talk themselves into what could go wrong rather than what could go right, okay? I also get this person's a very observant person, especially around body language and things like that. So either they work in an industry where they need to notice those things, and it could be like a knock-on effect in their personal life as well. I've got that coming through as well there. But I feel ultimately this person is trying to change their life around. But, you know, the Wheel of Fortune equivalent, that card is the equivalent, it represents cycles of change. So it can indicate that they intend to change and then suddenly they get locked into a cycle and they fall back into bad habits. But we'll pull a card on that. I mean, the Hierophant actually indicates this person's learning. Okay, and I feel there's something from their family lineage, something they experienced that really has influenced how they feel about the tradition of romance, love, marriage, high-level commitments. And because we have the 6 of Pentacles, I feel for some of you, this person has been in a high-level commitment before, but I feel, you know, I'm just getting this energy of like, eventually it was like an open relationship, or it's like, I'm not sure. It feels like this person, there was more than one person in the connection, but I feel it wasn't connected to your person somehow. So let me just pull a card. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you met your twin when they were married, okay? And of course, one should never meddle with that because there is karma attached to all of that. And I'm not here to judge, of course, but if that was the situation, you can't help who you fall in love with, of course, but you can always do the right thing for that moment. There is always a time and a place. So, you know, if you meet your twin when they are connected to a karmic, maybe you're connected to a karmic. I'm only giving an example now. I'm not seeing that in this reading, but you know, the universe has a certain time limit for each relationship. So it can be that that karmic is there to teach that person a lesson. And when they've learned that lesson, then the karmic relationship dissolves so that they are free to be with their twin. So, you know, we can't force the relationship. You know, even though the twin flame is a very intense dynamic, we must never meddle in what the universe has already in place. So I'm just highlighting that, okay? Now, just pull a card on this twin flame dynamic, my beautiful Librans. Who is this person? Why is there a separation period? What are they learning? Why did they... Oof, okay. This person is definitely learning to be by themselves. Interesting. I hope you've noticed this. You're going to see lots of feathers just before you get a message from your person. Those cards fell in the water, okay? And they actually created a very random... It's like a bubble. It almost looks like a wax bubble. But what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing it looks like a balloon. Okay. So some of you may actually see a balloon, or there's a balloon involved. Or maybe you and your person, you shared a hot air balloon kind of moment. I'm just seeing a balloon, which tends to represent being more playful. Do excuse me, these cards are so important to me. And when they pop in the water, which is rare, but when they do, I need to like save them immediately, okay? But yeah, this person is learning a lesson about independence and loving oneself. There's a lot of self-loathing with this person, okay? I also feel this person had grown up in an environment where they were old before their time. They had to be very mature, take responsibility, and I feel this weighed heavy on them. So when they kind of like broke free from that responsibility, I feel they sought fun, no attachments, no ties. And I feel they were not looking to fall in love when they met you, that's for sure. But I feel this person, 9 of Pentacles, yes, they're attractive. And they do have a lot of attention, but the Four Swords means they're single. These two cards literally mean they're single. They're not connected to anybody else. So I wanted to clarify that. But the lesson here to learn is about self-love. And it's also about focusing on your projects, your sense of purpose and mission, okay? But also to take better care of oneself, connect to like meditation, or really dissect one's thoughts in order to get clear on what one wants, as it were. So I feel your person, it's like you and your person were separate on purpose. Your guide stepped in to say, we got to break these people up so that they actually focus on themselves, but also about reciprocity. As you can see, Nine of Pentacles actually means a person who reserves a little bit more energy for themselves or more investment in themselves because they tend to put other people first, okay? Four Swords can also indicate that, you know, this person, they withdrew because they felt like they didn't have anything to offer, or they felt like they were not enough at this time. I feel this person, they withdrew to really think, and they were closing something else out. Four Swords is closure after heartbreak. So I feel that this person was connected to a high level commitment, and either, because I'm getting two energies, I've got to be honest with you, I'm not going to make something up. I'm getting two energies. One was that it kind of in the end turned into like an open relationship or something, or that maybe the love or the passion was gone. So both parties remain kind of like somehow either living together or connected in some way, sharing responsibility for bills or things like that, but they were going their separate ways. And what happened was that their partner at the time kind of really saw someone else, fell in love with someone else, and it kind of broke their heart because they thought at some point that they would come together, they would return. But I feel there's an energy here of looking at relationships like they're changeable, that they're not sustainable in some way, that sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down, which of course requires hard work. But I feel this person feels that relationships, love is a risk. That's a card of risk. And Six of Pentacles can indicate they know that this person, they know that they have met you and you are their destiny. They can see that. These are destiny cards right here, these two. And this is the knowledge of it. But also there's something here where either they feel like you have a lot of attention and can give to other people, or you did in the past. I'm not playing the blame game here, but it could be something that was on their mind. So I'm just going to pull a little bit more. The Hierophant, right now, this person wants to know more about you, okay? And I feel there's something from this person's past that has made them feel very, like, suspicious of relationships, that they can leave, or that they are changeable or interchangeable. I'm not really sure what I'm being given here. They needed to find balance. That's a lot of cards. Very complex person here. So we have the Six of Wands. So Six of Wands can indicate you really saw this person, you really understood this person, and they feel like they hit the jackpot on something when they met you. But also the Six of Wands can be pride and ego. So it's like they love being with you. The relationship is awesome, but they thought, you know what, relationships, they tend to end. So let's get out of this relationship before it ends, because I'd rather leave a person than be left, because I feel this person, they have been left before. We've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the Ten of Cups. We've got the Moon card. Yeah, they were in a high-level commitment with someone. Look at this. Okay, so it's like what I'm seeing here with the Ten of Cups, this person, they had a relationship and things started to get really messy and uncertain. I'm just giving you the actual order of the cards that came out there. So it's like at one point before they met you, they were kind of like on top of the world, right? They felt like they were in charge of their life. They were overcoming any obstacles. They'd had a real breakthrough. They were in a high-level commitment there that brought them a lot of joy. And then suddenly there was a little bit of like uncertainty here. Fears or something sort of set in there. Really frustrated. Nine of Wands. This is a very sort of like risky behavior, or someone cheating, someone coming into the relationship and sort of like mixing things up a little bit. And we got the Two of Pentacles there. Again, this sense of like either the relationship being open or interchangeable, or being flexible, and kind of like there's like not just abandonment issues, but there's like commitment issues here because of the nature of this relationship. There's a cloud on a previous relationship is what I'm being given. And then I feel there's the energy here of like this couple, okay? Because we've got two people here, but the Knight of Wands always indicates that there is like a fling, or there is a temporary kind of like physical attraction to somebody, and it sort of made the wobble in the relationship. And I feel this person's actually just looking for a high level commitment. I mean, there's three people. Even when I look at this reading, it's like two kings and a queen. Doesn't have to be gender specific, but it indicates that this person, they were not looking to fall in love when they met you, but when they did, I feel like the Nine of Cups is highlighting that you were a wish come true. And I can actually attribute this card to this because this is the Wheel of Fortune. It's also a wish card. It's a luck card. And that's what we're ending on. So it highlights that this is where they're at right now, but their backstory is like this person, either someone introduced like a third party into their previous relationship, or they were cheated on and it just really like broke the relationship down. There's some sort of trust issue here, okay? And I mean this, because there are two figures showing up here as well, this could be parents or guardians, because we have the Hierophant, which is past story. It is like where you've come from, the foundation, the traditions of the family unit. You know, there's something there where this person has witnessed something, and it's like, if it hasn't happened to them, they feel like it could happen. And this is something that dominates their ability to maintain a sustainable relationship. They can like be in a relationship for like maybe months and years, but suddenly they feel like, oh, what if it goes like that? I'm out. So there's just this energy about this person. I'm going to pull a card specifically on the Six of Pentacles, because this is all about balance, of course, and it's about reciprocity, but it's also about giving. Okay, so we've already established this person is on their own, but it could be that, for example, if they were married in the past, it could be that they have to see their ex due to family responsibilities. If they've got children, for example, it could be that they are giving payments, for example, to, their previous relationship circumstances. This may not resonate with everyone, but it could be something that is a factor in their mind, that they just feel it's so messy right now, or they feel financially that they have to pool their resources towards their responsibilities, and getting into a relationship will just amplify costs as well. So it could be something as very basic as that, but I'm just pulling a card on that Six of Pentacles on its own just to check for you, because sixes are all about balance, harmony, and wanting to do the right thing. But also, Six of Pentacles means a surprise from the universe. So I feel this person, they saw you as a surprise from the universe, someone they actually wanted to marry and settle down with. That's why you've got, the Wheel of Fortune, which is like their luck changed when they met you. This pile represents how they feel about you. Their luck changed when they met you. You taught them a lot. Okay, and you were someone who offered unconditional love. You're so kind. And when a person has not had that, they either suspect that it could be taken away or it comes with strings attached. And you are not offering love like that. You're offering unconditional love, but something in this person, they don't trust it. Okay, so this person, they're fed up of their own cycles of repeat is what I'm seeing there, because the next card, of course, is the Seven of Pentacles. They want to get over this sort of back and forth, back and forth. The Wheel of Fortune indicates they've learned some lessons. There's been some karmic lessons as well that they've learned, but also it indicates they are aware that they're in a pattern and they want to break that pattern because it's not rewarding. It just feels like it's a long process. It just feels like they're not getting much out of it themselves, and they realize something has to change. And of course, if we don't change, then we're accepting whatever it is that is going on as the status quo. And I feel this person with this Seven of Pentacles, they want to save it. Okay, this card can indicate, can we save this? And I feel this person really wants to end the cycle of repeat. I mean, they think the world of you, and I feel, they are invested in this relationship as well, but they can see that, they haven't invested as much as you have, and I feel like they want to invest more, okay? That's the energy that I've got coming out. But will you hear from this person? very soon. I mean, yeah, look at that. We got the tree. That is history. Okay, this is like past. This is like generational. So I'm really getting a strong energy that this person has to overcome some sort of generational cycle repeat. It's definitely something from their childhood is what I'm seeing. And I mean, this card, it can indicate that in the future you will join this person's family lineage, but of course it's going to be a long process to expand on this and to like really ground this relationship, because I feel so much has gone on there. This card, it's a card of planting roots, to be stable, to settle down. So I do feel that this person wants to do that, but you know, maybe this person's always been on the go, or always kind of like, you know, not settled in their life. But I feel like they're getting to an age now where they do want to settle. And of course, you're not there just to be there for when they're ready to settle. I feel like you're like all but up and leaving here, or protecting yourself from this energy. You can't do this anymore. But also this person, you know, change only comes when we are so fed up of other people's BS, but also fed up of our own. And this person is at that point right now. So I feel, especially with that number 5 there, number 5 can be challenged, but also it's the Hierophant. So it means knowledge is helping strengthen this relationship. And it is the marriage card. So the fact that this person, they've got the marriage card right there, it's like they want to be in a high-level commitment. This is how they feel about you. They thought that they would marry you. Being with you changed their life in some way. But something from their past made them think that perhaps you're going to leave, or it's not going to be sustainable. Love leaves. Love is pain. So therefore they thought they would protect themselves out of ego and get there first. Withdraw from the connection. Humans are very complex. They choose certain things that makes you like question, what? Why are you doing that? But we can never truly understand another person unless we walk in their shoes, of course. But I do feel in the future, there is an opportunity to discuss the past. Okay. Of course, this card also indicates patience, and I feel like you've had a lot of patience, my beautiful Librans there. But we've also got flowers, which represents being in bloom. There's an invitation coming in with this. I feel strongly an invitation. I'm actually hearing a song. This is a random song. Oh, this song has actually come up before. Maybe like a couple of years ago, or maybe like some point last year. I'm not really sure. It's the song to a well-known TV series, Happy Days. You know, that TV series. That song, like Monday, I don't know what the lyrics are. I can't remember, but I can give you the lyrics that I'm being given now, which is, these days are, won't you be mine? These days are, oh, please be mine. Okay, never really probably got to that point in that song ever, because normally it's like the TV series that I kind of like heard that song. But anyway, very famous song there. McLean and Pratt, I think, sings it, because I think I had to look it up like either years ago or months ago. It's just in the back of the recesses of my mind there. So listen out for that song, because it highlights that this person, you know, they want to return to happier days. Perhaps that's what that song is all about. But I feel this person, it's like they want to return to their traditions. They want to return to their belief system. They're strengthening those things. You know, this sense of a traditional relationship. And this is what this person wants. So I feel you may hear that song just before this person reaches out. This card is all about invitation. Okay, so I do feel invitation with this strongly. And they're also going to tell you that they bought you a gift that they never gave you. And one day they will give it to you, whatever it is. I'm actually seeing random, because I just see a conversation about a gift, and I'm just seeing like links of a chain, and like it have been broken and mended. So either it's symbolic of a bracelet or a chain, for example, breaking. Maybe it's something you gave them or they gave you and it broke and it got mended, or maybe it broke and they've mended it and they wanted to let you know that they mended it because it's important to them. I mean, it could also be that the bond between you has been broken, but it can be mended. Maybe that's it. So please take it as it resonates. So random, just these links of a chain. But this card, I mean, the flowers indicates blossoming, okay? And it can indicate as well that My guides, I wish you could hear what I can hear, because I just said it can indicate as well. And they went, happy days, in my ear. So I'm like, well, okay, it can represent happy days. I mean, this card can literally represent happiness, okay? It can mean that happier times lie ahead. Appreciate the moment, because these happy moments, of course, in our lives together can be fleeting. They can be, you know, moments of joy, but we must appreciate the present moment. So what I'm getting with this card is also an energy of this person appreciating you and giving you attention, the attention that you deserved in the relationship is what I'm being given by this, okay? Please look up the meanings of these cards and, you know, everything that I'm saying, because I'm reading the energy as well as the meanings of the cards, and you can see how it relates. So that's what I'm being given. It's like something that is strong, really at its roots, will blossom again. So I feel what is meant for you will never pass you by, but will you actually speak to this person in the next 6 weeks? I mean, I feel like this person may surprise you and reach out, but looking at the energy, they're going to reach out with an invitation. Whether you see this person in the next 6 weeks, I don't feel that's true. I don't feel like you see this person in 6 weeks, okay? Eight of Cups is one of your defining cards at the end. Eight of Cups indicates working on self, soul searching. You know, it also indicates that you may be walking away from something where this person is trying to rekindle it. So again, we all have prerogative to choose what direction we want to go in, but 8 is the number of the self. So I feel like you are doing what is right for you at this time. And I feel like you realize that this relationship has come so far. And, you know, 8 of Cups can be a rejection. So it could be that this person reaches out and says, hey, do you want to meet up at this event? Or I got tickets for this concert. And you're like, no, where have you been? We need to have a really important conversation where we take accountability for what went down. We discuss what's happening here. No, I'm not going to go to that concert with you. That would just be frivolous. And I'm just going to really kind of like seek some answers here, because this can be seeking for something. So I feel there's an energy of like a choice. Release it, walk away forever, or rekindle and start afresh. The choice is yours, okay? I mean, the Fool card can indicate a new adventure as well. So for some of you, you may actually go to some sort of event and actually meet someone new. So this could like present a bit of a conundrum for you as well. But let me pull a card on this Fool card, because this basically means potential, okay? But it also means, you know, if you're open to this, of course, don't rush into it. Look before you leap. But also have fun with it. Recognize that there is potential in it. Recognize that both of you, you know, you're on a soul mission and you're here to learn about the dynamics of each other and choices and decisions and the repercussions of all of those things. And of course, one must take accountability for actions. But there's a lot of emotions here, and looking at the energy, I feel your person has to do some inner child work, and that is something that is still present. Okay, and until that really happens and they finally kind of like step into that energy, because they're in that energy right now of learning. So it indicates as well that once they learn, then they can actually apply it to reconnecting and offering a healthy relationship. But I would say that you're right to have that Seven of Wands, which is to be guarded, because this person, you know, they are trying to remain balanced. They are trying to learn. They're opening themselves up to the wisdom and acknowledging that something needs to be processed, because something keeps getting in the way of this connection. And when they do that, then of course they can offer you something a little bit more stable and true. So let me just pull a card on that Fool card and we'll get some final cards for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Current Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? Can you please clarify the Fool card? We've got the Two of Wands, the Wait. Okay, so will you see this person in the next 6 weeks? The answer is no. Will you get communication from this person for the next 6 weeks? I'll pull a card on it, but the Two of Wands indicates there's still a bit of a wait, but also that there are developments. Things are going on. Just because you can't see developments doesn't mean they're not happening. Okay, oh, I'm being given an energy that there is a planning of a message. So in the waiting period, this person is working out what to say. Yeah, you will see this person again after the 6 weeks. We got the Two of Cups there. Double 2. Look at your numerical synchronicities there. Let me get my teeth back in my mouth. But we've got 2 of Wands there, and of course the 2 of Cups. So will you see your person in the next 6 weeks? The answer is no. You'll get a message from this person, and they'll invite you to something. Whether you take that invitation or not is up to you. Doesn't mean you're going to take that specific invitation, but you will see this person again. There is love there. This person is trying to, step into reciprocity. But, I mean, love is love, and love will draw you together when the moment is right. But that doesn't mean you have to accept less than you truly deserve. So the separation period is really to erect healthier boundaries. It is to prepare healthy space for love to grow. We've got flirt. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Okay, and we have soul connection. I mean, it's pretty clear this person has thought about being in a high-level commitment with you, being with you for the rest of their lives. But that's their intention, and their actions must reflect that, of course. So let's get some final cards. Okay, so we have flirt. Okay, I feel this is connected actually to 2 things. One is, of course, a relationship this person was in the past, and it's like something got out of control in that relationship, and it really broke the relationship apart. But it was meant to, because your person was meant to meet you, okay? But also I'm getting this energy of when they met you, they didn't think that they were ready to fall in love, and they thought it was just a flirtation, but actually it turned into something more, because you've got flirt and then soul connection. This is a serious relationship for this person, and I feel they can't stop thinking about you. I mean, they're drawn to you. 42 when you reduce it is 6, of course, so that's the Lover's card, and this card also indicates that you don't get a relationship like this every lifetime, and I feel you and your person will come together when the moment is right, but immediately when they met you, they knew, is what I'm being given. And I feel the stars will align to bring you both back together in healing, but there must be the separation period. It's a dynamic that occurs in a twin flame connection. And they've got, I have so much guilt for the way I treated you. I do feel this person regrets, okay? It's something deeply connected to their childhood, whatever this is, to their upbringing. And again, no blame there, but I do feel that was the foundation of mistrust for this person, and then they took that with them into the next set of relationships that they had. And it says, it just scares me to feel so much for you. But sometimes the fear of losing, it will get in the way of the fear of loving, and then you lose double because you never experience it. There is a famous saying that came up in one of the last readings, actually. Better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all. Okay, and sometimes people who are damaged and have a heart broken, they don't agree with that sentence. And many years I really did not believe in that sentence, because I had a relationship in the past that really just tore me to pieces, basically. I was a shell of myself. And if you'd given me that sentence then, I'd be like, yeah, right. But anyway, as I mature, I realize actually there's so much depth in learning from love. Even the good parts and the bad parts, we learn so much, and it enriches us. And a life without love, where we protect ourselves, actually, it's more hurtful in the long run. So I feel your person is learning to open up, and perhaps in so doing, when they prove to you with action, because actions speak louder than words, when they prove to you with actions, maybe then you can learn to open up to this now as well and trust it again. Because right now I see that you don't trust this. You're defending yourself, and you feel you need to step away from this. But in time, because I feel it will be a process, this one, in time you'll see things develop and blossom. You haven't heard the last from this person, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune. Okay, I feel we got a button as well there. Okay, so we have a DNA strand, okay? So this can be, as I mentioned, generational wounding or cycles of repeat, something that's, in their genes, something that they witnessed right from the very beginning, okay? And I feel it has kind of influenced their relationships. But also I feel like they're so deeply connected and bonded to you that I feel like they will return, okay? I just feel like they will return. I mean, we do have the turtle there, so it will be a slow process. You know, the turtle has a little shell on its back to protect itself during moments where protection is needed. So I feel this person, they always carry around that sense of security to keep people at a distance, not just love, but people at a distance. So I feel this person, they have to kind of like come out of their shell, literally a little bit more. We have, interesting, we have the bat. Okay, so this can be that this person, they are really drained with their own cycle of repeat, but also it could be that they've had certain toxic patterns that they need to release. Okay, maybe even outside influences that they need to stand up to. We also have a dragon there. So the dragon can be a regenerative force. It can be that one must have immense courage and fear to conquer or slay the dragon, as it were. For some of you, this could be connected as well to some sort of substances that this person has been connected to in the past, overcoming an addiction in some way. We didn't get the devil card, but that doesn't mean it's not present there. Talking of presents, we have a present. Okay, so I did mention earlier that this person has a gift that they haven't given to you, but you will get it in the future. Okay, and we've also got lotus flower, so that's all about blossoming. It's about opening up. It's about unconditional love, and of course, it's about peace and serenity. I feel that's something that can be achieved in this particular relationship. We've got a cat in a hat, so this is about independence. This is about enjoying one single time, to learn more about oneself, to feel comfortable in solitude, but also to connect to one's sense of purpose. Okay, so I feel this person also may have had a reading on you, and they basically found a confirmation in that reading of something that they already know. And of course, we've got a clear heart. So this can be about responsibility, accountability, opening up, being clear on what one wants in love, but also in purity, kind of speaking one's truth and authenticity and saying, look, I've always loved you, but I just allowed fears to get in the way, or this haunts me from the past, and I thought perhaps it could happen again, especially since you get a lot of attention. It could be that if they've been cheated on, they're like, I can't do this again, I can't be broken, so they stay away from it in caution. So whatever it is, I feel this is about being open, being clear, and remembering that each person's heart reflects the other. And if one person takes a step back out of fear, the other person's going to feel it and then also step back. And then you've got another kind of reaction and then another. And then suddenly there's a great distance and divide between you both and no one's even spoken. Energy is everything. So I feel, you know, as I said, you haven't heard the last from this person. But I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that connection, my beautiful Librans. Of course, it won't resonate for everyone, but I have to honor what comes out in each reading there. Now, also, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. Random, I'm seeing a manatee in the water. So random, a manatee. Okay, beautiful creature. I'm seeing two now. So manatees, very graceful, but also very slow, very powerful, and very friendly. So I'm just seeing two manatees come together. So either this is going to be a logo or an image you're going to see, or perhaps you used to have conversations about manatees with your person. I'm not really sure, it's just so random. So I'm just going to leave that there. But it could highlight that your person will reach out in and around that time that you see an image like that. Okay. Now, if you'd like to be with a chance to win a competition, to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is envisage the world in a golden healing light. That's all I ask of you. Just take a moment to do that, because collectively we can make a difference. And as soon as you've done that, all you have to do is put an emoji in the comments box below of a world and a heart. And if you don't have access to emojis, all you have to do is, of course, write the words world and heart, and I will announce the winner at around about the 3rd week of February. Okay, and of course that's all I ask. So thank you so much, my beautiful Librans, and love and light.